The universities, the colleges and research institutions, churning out innovations, knowledge and ideas. They are the knowledge base.
There's a lot of researchers that are doing brilliant research in Africa, and that knowledge is very, very rich indeed. But it tends to just stay within that institution. What we're trying to do is commercialize that research.
The private sector, where the innovations are practically implemented and commercially transformed into products. Introducing new innovations brings tremendous transformation.
A certain amount of external ideas helps a lot.
The associates, fresh university graduates recruited to work in companies on specific problems for a 2-year period in close consultation with the selected knowledge-based institutions.
So I had to engage in research that is beneficial to the university and also provide the university with an opportunity to deliver knowledge and expertise to the company to solve a problem.
The British Council, creating opportunities for both the private sector and education institutions through collaborative projects.
It's about transferring capacity from universities here into the private sector too. So for us, it really comes together very nicely. We see that kind of win on all sides. We see UK involved. We see the African higher education sector involved. Most importantly, in many ways though, we see much of this work being led by the private sector, where they, right at the start, define what they want to get out of these things. Not what we want, what they want. And it's our pleasure then to build around this the kind of link and contact that serves them well.
Located in Kabarole district, Western Uganda, Mpanga Growers Tea Factory Limited is an enterprise solely owned by local smallholder farmers, having acquired it from the government in 1995. The 44-year-old enterprise was one of the numerous public enterprises divested by government under the privatization drive. Currently, Mpanga Growers Tea Factory is owned by 720 farmers with estates that supply green leaves to the factory. Besides the farmers' estates, the enterprise owns 3 factory-controlled estates covering 220 hectares. On average, the estates yield 33,000 kilograms of green leaf that is ferried to the factory for processing. The factory, which is highly automated, operates on a 24-hour basis with 100 workers who operate the machinery and also handle the non-automated tasks. No doubt, substantial amount of energy is required to run the machinery. Over the years, the company has expanded, and this expansion was not commensurate with the factory's power requirement. This translated into excessive increased power consumption that was responsible for the company's losses. Besides, the company was in the bad books with the National Environment Watchdogs over its poor disposal of effluent from the factory.
Our production cost was quite enormous. We are losing a lot of money in energy cost. And again, we are not meeting the national management environment standards.
In 2008, Mpanga opted to join Africa Knowledge Transfer Partnership in a bid to seek technical assistance to solving their problems.
We needed knowledge from outside to come and train our artisans, our engineers.
Through partnership with the British Council, Makerere University and the University of Edinburgh in the UK were identified as the knowledge-based institutions. The partners were able to identify 2 associates and 2 knowledge-based supervisors to address the challenges.
We had to recruit a young engineer known as an associate, whom we placed at the factory. So he went through the factory, looked at the routines of production, he came back and reported.
One was oversizing of much of the electrical equipment that was in place.
It was another example of a process that used a lot of energy, sometimes not very efficiently.
Working in close consultation with the associate, the company swung into action and embarked on tackling the identified challenges.
The first solution to arrest the needy problem at that time was purchase a power factor correction machine. And once we did that, we were able to see the savings. 1 month down the road, the bill was 30 million from the 70 million.
Firewood, a vital component in tea processing. It is burned to generate heat which is transmitted into the factory machinery to dry tea. This was another area where AKTP intervened to create efficiency and save energy by recommending the procurement of a wood splitting machine.
And if you're not feeding small sizes, it depends on the area you're exposed to burning, and that affects the efficiency of the boiler and how much you burn.
Proper disposal of factory effluent was greatly lacking. Raw effluent was being discharged into the surrounding areas. This was no doubt an environment danger not only to the communities neighboring the factory, but also to the ecosystem. Through the AKTP arrangement, an appropriate system to clean the effluent was designed.
It is designed in such a way that it spends too much time within this system before it is discharged out.
The impact of AKTP on Mpanga Growers Tea Factory cannot be emphasized enough. From increased output to increased efficiency and increased profits, the results tell it all.
In 2007, we had a sales turnover of about 4.2 billion Uganda shillings, but with the 2008, we improved to 6.2. In 2009, and it has been our best year, we moved from 6.2 to 9 billion. We have paid what we call a price differential for every kilogram of green leaf that the farmer has supplied to the factory. We have, at the end of the year, we have looked at our profit. We have taken off a portion. We are saying we have paid 30 shillings per kilogram of green leaf supplied to this factory by the farmer.
As for the knowledge-based partners, AKTP provided a channel for many opportunities.
By working together, we came to an understanding of perhaps what might have been rather different approaches.
The results of this knowledge transfer from Makerere University and the University of Edinburgh in the UK has enabled Mpanga tea growers improve energy productivity, wastewater treatment, knowledge and skill transfer amongst the team, created employment for the associate as well as improving the company's income. Located in Arua town, northwestern Uganda, in a region popularly known as West Nile, Be Natural is a local company engaged in commercial apiculture. With excellent processing machinery and location in the Ugandan bee corridor, the company produces pure 100% organic honey at a quality comparable with international standards. The plant has an installed capacity to process honey at the rate of 1,450 jars per hour, with an annual design output of 600 metric tons. This figure constitutes 75% of Uganda's total honey production. The plant is fed by unprocessed honey supplied by over 700 subsistence bee farmers across the West Nile region that have partnered with the company. This is one of the positive private sector initiatives following the restoration of peace in northern Uganda, the area that was devastated by a 20-year conflict by Joseph Kony's Lord Resistance Army rebels. In 2009, the company joined AKTP to improve the production efficiency and develop protocols for improvement of quality and also develop new products.
We had a mismatch between meeting the market demand and the product coming out of the field.
In order to implement the initiative, the company partnered with the Uganda Industrial Research Institute together with the University of Strathclyde in Scotland, UK as the knowledge-based institutions.
Well, two of the subjects that I teach here at Strathclyde University are fluid mechanics and food process engineering. So here was a project which fitted in perfectly to my knowledge. So our intervention was to look at
identifying the challenges they have in the process to make them more efficient, looking at the infrastructure, looking at their handling systems, and trying to remove all those bottlenecks along the production system.
Part of the AKTP project includes an element of product development. This involves innovating and developing new product that can augment the company profile. Robert Irimat is the AKTP associate, a fresh food science technologist graduate of Makerere University. This afternoon, Robert is carrying out research at Makerere University Faculty of Food Science Technology Laboratory. The research is aimed at developing a new product for Be Natural Uganda. Before embarking on this assignment, Robert, working together with UIRI engineers and Professor Carl Shashka from the University of Strathclyde, designed the strategy and technology that was implemented at Be Natural plant to improve the production efficiency and subsequently the capacity.
The system had a problem that it would take in a lot of air during processing, and when it would reach the final stage of settling, it would take a longer time for the honey to settle. We came up with the several solutions, but the immediate solution we did, we started pumping the honey from underneath the tanks. And it has tremendously improved on the systems in such a way that it has reduced to a period of about 3 days. Then the second was we had to develop a channel in the sieving tank to aid the flow of honey within the sieving tank.
The company has seen this development as a breakthrough to efficiency and timely delivery of a quality product.
And we have received reports from our consumers that the product is invariably much better.
As for Robert Irimat, getting to work on the project did not only give him a chance to implement what he had learned at the university, but also exposed him to a wide range of learning opportunities.
I've been able to gain management skills. Skills like communication, report writing.
For Yuri, it was just another chance for the engineers to acquire new and unique knowledge of honey processing.
They have gained some insights into other aspects of processing that they wouldn't have naturally encountered.
The benefits from this collaboration are not only impacting the 3 participating partners, but certainly indirectly benefiting communities by way of employment creation and on wider picture, the country's economic development. Located 14 kilometers to the southwest of Kampala, Uganda's capital, Uganda Clays is the leading manufacturer of quality baked clay building products in Uganda. It is also the oldest in the sector, having been in business for the last 50 years. Uganda Clays Limited was the first equity to be listed on the Uganda Securities Exchange in 2000. Using Italian-made heavy clay processing machinery, the company manufactures well over 40 items of building materials from clay excavated using surface mining techniques. In 2007, Uganda Clays joined AKTP to utilize the knowledge in addressing energy bottlenecks that were being experienced at the plant then. Working 24 hours, the plant has a production capacity of 3,500 tons a month. 680 people who work in 3 shifts are employed here. The dried products are baked into a characteristic Kajansi brick red color in 2 continuous Hoffman kilns using coffee husks. Before the introduction of AKTP, much of the heat that was being generated from here and subsequently transferred to the dryers was being lost along the way. As a result, the products in the dryer were not getting sufficient heat to dry fast.
There are areas where they were losing a lot of heat, in this case energy.
Working in partnership with the University of Edinburgh together with Makerere University Faculty of Technology as the knowledge-based institutions, the collaboration embarked on devising systems to address the problem implemented by Joseph Kawombe, the AKTP associate.
I found out that there was need for a heat booster. So I designed what we can call a heat exchanger. The system performance improved from the 3 to 4 weeks for drying, and it was reduced to only 3 to 4 days.
The innovation caused a 5% increase in stock of fired products and also a reduction of customer complaints by 70%. As a result, there was increased sales turnover from 9.9 billion shillings in 2006 before AKTP to 15 billion shillings by the end of 2009.